Hello, everyone. Here we are doing a little pop up. My regular co host, Stephanie Cake, is got convention plague and had to cancel the stream on her personal Twitch account, which I know people were looking forward to, so myself included. It was going to be a fun Friday night thing. So we're going to hang out here now and do a little unboxing that I've been talking about and haven't done. So now we're going to do it. And I thought people might want to hang out. I mean, I guess it was kind of be like cleaning my house. 42 refreshes to show you live. You know what's funny, Robin? Because when I go live with Steph and we're on the Zoom and then we have the YouTube, I have to have the YouTube on too so I can see the lag and where things are and read the chat. And it'll take forever when Steph's like, okay, it's live. And then I have to keep refreshing and everything. And oh my God. How do you do? I'm so glad people are like around. I was really bummed that Steph is really feeling under the weather. Although, man, if it's true and she's really gone 4 years without COVID, that lucky dog. It is weird, Robin. It's definitely some weird getting used to. Although my camera's kind of weird too because it's making my face look kind of weird. But you know what? Whatever. My face really isn't like oddly lopsided, but maybe it's just the way I'm like sitting. I don't know. It's odd. She is lucky, Robin. Like, there's a part of me that hates her a little bit for that because I've had COVID, I think, at least 3 times. And I had it during the first round, and I had every single symptom that you could have except for the like lying in a hospital bed in tubes dying kind of thing. But it was rough. It was rough. But like Steph, I also get convention plague anytime I go to like a big venue or something. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. And also, I think I recently had RSV. Also not fun. Also not fun. So yeah. What are people up to? What are people doing? I feel like we're not necessarily like keeping up as good constant conversation without, always getting on all the streams. So what's going on with peeps? Robin's finishing up the border on a cross-stitch project. That sounds exciting. I keep meaning to get into cross-stitch. And I have stuff. I have all the stuff. I just don't. Playing Minecraft as a means of procrastinating the hand quilting I should be doing. Touché. Although it won't be as easy to play Minecraft and look at stuff. So I might be a good excuse for you to bust out the hand quilting. Just saying. Just saying. Hopefully more will show up. I did put a story on the Instagram account that we were going to hang out. I should put one in the Facebook too. And now I'm getting all kinds of messages. People don't message me. You come over and hang out on the YouTube. Robin, I just made a post on the Facebook Quilt Nerding group. Can you pop the link for the video down as a comment? Just because there's too many things going on. And I will just end up as dead air. And that's not fun. Thank you so much, darling. Mardim, I will probably grab the applique work in a minute. I have a deal with myself to do handwork of some kind if I watch a quilting stream. That's a good deal to have. I used to, when I was doing far more actual quilting than I have been doing now, just because they do warn you when you make it your business, you don't necessarily do as much of your own. I used to save like reruns of Mary's Show, or I'd purposely go quilting when I was watching Mary's Show, and other like quilt textile related kind of educational stuff that I kind of had flagged on YouTube or something. I'd save it for when I was in my studio as you know, the good background noise, also watching, but because it put me in a quiltier mood. Because if you can't be there sewing with friends, I mean, that's definitely like the next best thing, don't you think? This is also my first time going live on YouTube by myself. Usually it's Steph, and she's usually doing the background logistics herself. Thank you so much, Robin. So this is my first time figuring it out. You know, I gotta say, it's not too complicated. Not that I'm doing anything fancy. But I'm just trying to see too. Yeah, I could easily do a screen share for stuff. Yeah, I mean, it looks, they leave a lot of the stuff like kind of right there for you. I was just happy my mic worked. Maybe Steph will even pop on and watch while she's miserable. Oh, Kenny has his own Discord? Wow, it's fancy. I can't say I don't, to be honest with you, I don't love Discord. It reminds me of the original message boards, you know, of the 90s. It's not my favorite. Since you have to read every last comment before you can get to whatever someone was originally discussing in the first place. We'll wait just a couple more minutes of yakety yak until we look at some stuff. Yeah, Robin, I agree. It's pretty old school. Do you guys want to see something that I'm like working on? It's something that I'm working on like for the shop, but I made it. Oh, hold on. One of the things that I like to get when I'm out is interesting pieces of like antique and vintage glass. So like this is, you know, a salt cellar. And then I've been this is definitely not like a new idea, but it's funny. Only once I started doing it did I realize like, oh, there's other people that do this too. That's cool. And then I've been doing needle felting to turn them into like little baby pincushions. Like, isn't that cute? I just think it's like the cutest little thing for travel. Or even just you know, little, like people don't necessarily even use all their pincushions. This is another one that I made that was a prototype. I don't really like this one as much, but this one I did with fabric, and it's an egg cup, and it has, hold on, this light might be too bright for it. See, it has like a little decoration on it. This one didn't come out as good as the other one, but you have salt cellars from your grandma. Oh my god, I have so many salt cellars now. Hold on, there's another one. I've worked on a few because I have there's all different kinds of shapes and things. So here's another kind of salt cellar. And then I made this kind. I made this one in many different colors. So potentially, like, let's say you're going on a retreat, right? And you got like 12 girlfriends. You could buy like 12 of these and give them out as little gifts to your girlfriends. And then, This one's probably my favorite. I like that one a lot. And obviously I glue these. I just haven't glued these in yet, but that kind. I'm like, isn't that just really cute? The bottom's like a diamond. Yeah, see, Robin, I'm always thinking about this is definitely not a candy dish. This one's way too small to be a candy dish. There's my finger. So my one of my love languages with friends is gift giving, like big time. And I'm always like, if I go on retreat, I love to bring my friends little gifts and things. So that's kind of where that stemmed from, is thinking about like, cute little gifts to bring my friends. And I obviously, because you haven't seen them, like you guys are actually the first ones to see these publicly, because I haven't released anything on my page yet. I usually have just been kind of making them at night. If I'm just like watching, Downton Abbey for the 12th, 100th time, or something like that, because it's pretty mindless. But oh my goodness, there's a whole, let's see, I'm going this way. Okay, I'm backwards. So see that whole white cart in the background here? That whole thing is filled with all different kinds of interesting glass containers. Hi, Janet. You bought one that's a replica from the Titanic? Wow. I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds interesting to look at. Mardam, you should totally crochet doilies for your machines. Like, that's a big deal. People actually like really get into that. I've got some friends that will change out the spool doily for like every holiday. So she's like a heart for Valentine's Day and a clover for St. Patrick's Day and stuff like that. White Star Line salt cellars. That's really interesting. I will definitely look at that. All right. So we chit-chatted and stuff. So I guess it's time to like look at some stuff. Martin, you should totally crochet and take it to the extreme. I fully support, and I want pictures. So just remember that while you're doing it. All right. So I had mentioned on other streams and chats and things, I've been getting a lot of boxes. And I don't open them. I wait because, sharing the love is important to me. And the problem is I end up with like 6 boxes because I'm like really bad at opening boxes. Things come and I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I don't need to open it. And then 6 months goes by and I still haven't opened the box. So you're actually helping me as I use this as an excuse to open boxes and then, put quilts and things into my inventory, because you can see, I mean, this is just some. There's a lot more. There's a bed sitting next to me that's loaded with quilts, most of which are the ones that are already listed. There is a big pile of quilts downstairs that just hasn't made its way back up here yet. There's a lot. It's a problem. So, oh, good, Janet, you did see the Facebook post. Fabulous. I'm glad that people saw that. This is just last minute on the fly because poor Steph is sick and people were looking forward to hanging out. Oh, and I'm wearing my Cold Nerd shirt. Yay. Okay. So as I've said before, I have been buying quilts from a friend of mine who's downsizing, and it's been a long conversation over multiple conversations. And when you're talking on Facebook, it doesn't, when you're in your messages, it doesn't break things up. It just goes on forever. I feel bad for someone that ever had to like go back and look through our conversation, because it's forever. Especially if you hit like the media, the picture, like it's just forever. We've both had to be like, oh, I got to go back in the conversation. And then you don't hear from them for 6 hours because they've just been going like this for 6 hours looking at the conversation. So over all these conversations, I have bought a number of quilts and sewing tool items and things from this person. And I've just we've had to break it up into boxes because, good God, she'd have to send everything freight if it wasn't. And I've kind of just said, I don't care what comes when. You send me whenever you want to, which is cool, because I forget and I don't know what's coming in every box, because it's just whatever fits and works, you send. So it's a surprise for me too, because I don't remember. Wow. And we are going to start the games running here. I'm like opening probably one of the best things from the get-go here. Look at this. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Oh my God, I'm excited. Ugh. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I love applique so much because I don't do it. I mean, my plan is to at some point, but I don't right now. So I really, really admire it when I do. Ooh, look at that. Oh my. Oh my. Let me just make sure I'm not going to die. Oh, this thing is so lovely. It's so lovely. All right, we're not missing any really amazing borders, so I can come up closer. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Cute little green binding on it. Yeah, the colors are really stunning. My plan originally, when I was considering doing a pop-up, you can ask Robin, she can vouch. I mentioned it a few hours ago. I got tied up in meetings, and looks like all those prints are the same. Get this one up real close for you. I got tied up in meetings. My original plan, look at that, was to take pictures, and then we could just look through the pictures together. But since I got tied up, I didn't have the time to do that. So that's a bummer. Simple white backing. The quilting, though, let me see if I can get a good picture of the quilting. The quilting is really pretty. Let's see if I can get, yeah, there we go. You can see the quilting there. I have to remember things are backwards. Look at these buds here are really pretty. Oh, boop. So that is that stunner. You know, it's so funny. I don't even remember having the conversation about this quilt, because like that's how many conversations there have been. That one's really, really pretty. Okay. And they all get folded inside out. So it's really a surprise. This one also has really pretty quilting. Before even opening it up, I'm like, look at the quilting on there. Again, I have to remember that I'm backwards. Like, some nice quilting on there. And this one also like has the cutest little binding. Oh, I remember talking about this quilt with her. This one was really pretty. And I think this one is in like really, really good condition too. Ooh, purple and yellow. Yeah, the binding is really adorable. I like this purple and yellow block here. We always think of yellow and blue, and then I often forget that yellow and purple is really pretty too. But yeah, the quilting is really interesting. Especially like, see these like semicircles here? This one's all scrappy, so everyone's different. Oh, look at this cute little pink print. That one's a cutie. See what else is down, hiding down here. Ooh, there's like this mint green. Oh, I love plaid. It's like check with this little mint green. This one's also a very interesting print on this side. This one has a little bit of damage, but because of all the things going on, it's not super noticeable. See up here? Yeah, really pretty. Just simple white back, but the quilting really shows great on the back. It's so hard to get the light to hit quilting just right. Yeah, that one's really pretty. Oh, this is a nice scrappy. It's funny, I'm so used to seeing like Irish chain patterns done in 2-color quilts. I don't necessarily see them super often in scrappy ones. Anything with all these blues makes me super excited. Hi, Carolyn. Yeah, it is pretty happy. Get these yummy blues. I just love the blues. I also I love the difference in these blues here with like these blues here. They're really nice and complementing. This red's also pretty great too. Lots of really nice fabrics in this. You notice the gray and pink first? Like the big pinks? Or these little pinks? Or just, you mean like this gray with this pink here? I mean, obviously, I definitely noticed pink since it's a big alternating block, but blue is my favorite color, so. It's like a little bit of everything I mean, there's even some nice, like, black print here. And then you got that, what is it, the 1880s kind of maroon. But yeah, I love all, like, very simple quilting. It's like a kind of like a cotton muslin-y back. And just like a lot of crosshatch quilting. Nothing particularly fancy, but it feels pretty nicely done. It's a soft quilt too. So you know it was loved. Very nice. There's even pink setting triangles in it on the side. I actually didn't notice that at first. So I actually wonder if that would it still technically be an Irish chain with those? I'm not sure. Because I guess with those setting triangles, it actually kind of gives me the, what is it, that like ocean waves vibe, but that's done with triangle. I don't know. This is what happens when I don't have Steph to like bounce all the ideas off of. Okay, that's it for those. I've got some sitting down here in a box. So we will take a moment here. Oh no, Janet, there's definitely some grays in there. Yes, Martin, the texture of an old quilt is ecstatic. Okay. Oh, this package might have some sewing things in it too. Sorry for all the crackling, everybody. Oh. Oh, this is so cute. Oh no. Hold on. I'm losing things. Another piece just went running away. Where did it go? It's all right. I'll find it after one of them. Look at this little pin cushion sewing caddy. One of these thread spools on the top just went rolling away, but I'll find it afterwards. But yeah, how cute and adorable is that? And then it has a little box. And a little handle. So you can carry it around. Isn't that so sweet? I don't know why, but it's giving me like Disney Beauty and the Beast vibes, like the furniture, you know, that talks. I don't know why. It just is. The velvet on this pincushion is a good shade. Isn't that so cute? I hope if this thing's full of big stuff, I'm gonna run out of room real quick. And then I just have to remember to find that spindle. Oh, well, this is something large. You know how people say that buying fabric and sewing fabric are two totally different hobbies? I feel like buying merchandise and selling merchandise are two totally different businesses. Sorry for the crackling sound. Let's see here. Any day now. This one's wrapped really good. So good that I'm just gonna like have to tear into it. All right, it's some kind of box. Okay. Well, at least it wasn't wrapped poorly. So that's good. Okay. Oh. So let me see how this opens before I... Okay. So it's the standard thimble. Oh, it looks like it's like a store display. Entirely prevents injury to the finger, unequaled for all kinds of sewing. Warranted pure enamel lined, electro silver plated. Superfine English manufacturer. Is there a date? I think it says 1862 London. I don't know if this box is that, but the ad on the inside here, that's what it states. Hold on one second. Let me just turn that light away so there isn't a bunch of glare. Isn't that interesting? And then it's a whole box here that looks likely a display, and there's things in it that are rumbling around. So in the top here is just kind of a little bunch of odds and ends sewing things, like this really cute tiny little spool, some like hem tape, threads, a couple of buttons. Nothing like overly exciting there. So then, okay. So on the top here, it opens like that. I don't know if there might have originally been an insert in there or something, but then that drawer, that's a drawer that also comes out. So there might have been, I'm sure there must have probably been something sitting on top. And then there's a bottom drawer. That's just currently empty. So it does have a little bit of an issue where it doesn't like close all the way here. Nothing on the bottom. So yeah, I mean, for just display alone, that advertisement alone is pretty cool. Martin, I do also have tons of thread like that. Where am I going to put this right now? Good Lord. Okay. Oh, this is a block stamp for like when you stamp fabric or a book. There is a label, but I can't read anything on it. And you can even see remnants of blue paint. That's kind of neat. And that paint, it's funny, in person, it's not near as vibrant as it is when it's sitting in the light here and showing up on screen. And then someone put in like, a little thing back here to hang it. I have a couple of these already from my days of antique book collecting. Where am I going to put that? More fern or mimosa? Mimosa? Like the drink? I don't even know what mimosa. Hold on, I'm going to have to like look that plant up because I don't know what that is. Like a mimosa tree. I don't know what a mimosa tree is. Hold on. I'm going to have to look. Ooh, Quilt Folk just tagged the Quilt Nerding on Instagram because they were looking at all their stickers from QuiltCon, and I know Steph handed out some Quilt Nerding stickers. A mimosa tree. Oh, those are pretty. Let me. Maybe they could be that. My first thought would have been a fern, I guess. But maybe I would never have thought a mimosa. It looks like the mimosa though has a lot more like leaf arms, where this one only has a few. So I don't know. I guess it could be open to interpretation. But yeah, now I kind of want to get a mimosa tree. And I mean, I wouldn't mind having a mimosa drink. Those are good. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. If I'm remembering correctly, I feel like this was a repro quilt that she might have made, but I would have to go back and look for sure. It's just a small wall hanging quilt with what looks and feels like repro fabric. Cute little binding the way that it's lined up, the print. And then a really pretty center block. Ooh. That looks like, you know, from a reprint toile. Oh, it's interesting. So they did the quilting around the figures in the toile. Let me put this back. See if I can get the quilting on camera. See how like the figures kind of pop a little bit because of that quilting? There we go. Yeah, it definitely looks like repro fabric. I mean, some good, like I like the border around that this border right here is really cute. Ooh. All right. Okay, this is another big one. Woo, running over bubble packing stuff. This one's nice and soft. Ooh, and it has a sleeve on it already. Oh, this one's a pretty star. Nice and soft. Hope I'm getting enough of that in the camera. Someone yell at me if I'm not. There's the center. I will say, it's definitely weird sitting here talking to yourself. And it has these really pretty stars on the outside. It's little cuties. Ooh, I'm backwards. Blue, pink. There's blue, there's pink. Yeah, there's like a tan plaid, and other, like this one's not plaid, but other tan prints. And then varying shades of blue. So at the other end here, there's some lighter blues, as well as the darker blues. I love plaid. I mean, Jenna, I know I'm talking to you, but your voice isn't talking back to me. So it feels kind of weird. I mean, thank goodness you are talking to me, or I'd really be lonely. Let's see, pink. Looks like they kept the same shade of blue as this one for all of the other stars going around the border. And then put those little pinks in the corner. This one's really soft too. It's got a really thin batting, and the back is a pretty thin, like, it almost feels kind of like that cottony gauze kind of fabric. But yeah, and then there's a sleeve pinned on it. No, I don't. Nothing that I've got has labels. No, I definitely would have known that, but no labels. And this is just a nice, simple crosshatch quilting. Let's see if I can. Ooh. God, it's so hard to get the light just right to see quilting. Hopefully that's coming through enough. I wish there were. I wish everybody labeled. Sadly not. You want to see something with names on it? It's not a quilt from my inventory. It's a quilt from my collection that's going to be in a show. Hold on one second. This is an applique, like a sampler signature quilt that the current thoughts is that it's multi-generational because the blocks are likely older than this gingham on the back, and this pink that is the sashing and the borders. There's no way I can show you this whole thing at once in my hand, so. But make sure I'm not stepping on anything here. There are multiple signatures in here from the Lamb family. And this is not a Lamb person. This is Sarah G. Harris, maybe? And it's got this very interesting maple leaf applique. That this one has the name Lucy A. Lamb. And there's all kinds of like this applique, like looks like paper cut applique. And this one has the name Elizabeth. I want to say it's like Guake, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's see if I can get you good enough. Come on. Hold on. It's so hard sometimes to wrangle a quilt a particular way. There we go. Okay, on backwards. Okay. So there you go. What do you think the last name here is? Are they stamped, inked, or embroidered? So none are embroidered. I think, if I remember, okay, so we definitely have inked names, which you've been looking at. Here's at least one stamp. And this one is JB Ballangy. It looks like it's Ballangee. Oh, backwards. And then I think that's the only. Oh no, here's another stamp. This stamp is oh my. Oh, I can't read that one at all. It's so small. It's funny. Some people, the way that this block here has faded would deter them. I actually think it's kind of cool how it's faded. It just kind of looks like the spine of the leaf, and like that's what you're seeing. Robin, it's really small. And then, we've got this block here has a name that's pretty faded. It looks like it might be Yolanda Lamb. But like, look at all this fussy cutting. Like Broadway purse, like it's ridiculous. And then we've got this one. This block here is really, really pretty. This is definitely a quilt where it would be worthwhile for me to get pictures of each individual block and then we can look at it, which I can certainly do. This quilt is part of my collection. And will likely be an exhibit, if not this year, then next year. Robin, sometimes I think certain kinds of fading, the way that it looks, brings more character. So the last major thing that I was going to show you is a piece that I bought last year in Pennsylvania that has been framed. And it's this big, I'm going to have to turn off that light. It's this big applique block that had been labeled as a pillowcase. But my friend that I was with thinks that it's a privy bag. Here is, it's actually, they put it in upside down. Because here is where the top is, where you would put in, hold on, let me get rid of that glare, where you would put in either a pillow or the opening if it was a bag. You can see like the like hem here, and then like the fact that it comes in a little bit here. It is hand appliqued, and then there's a line of machine top stitching all around, and there is a letter note that came with it. Let me just get it out of the bag. So the letter in the back, which again, it's not always accurate, but it's all we have. It says made in 1902. Out of Lizzie Nolt Estate in New Holland. And that they were a Mennonite. And then someone else just wrote that it was a pillowcase. So, I don't know. Again, my historian friend thinks that it's a privy bag. The only way to, like, I guess, fully find out would be to take it out of the frame. And it's not that I'm against taking it out of the frame. It's just a lot of work, is all. But I kind of had said, like, preview bag or not, I really like it. So I think at the bare minimum, it needs to be, mine for at least a short amount of time. For anyone that doesn't know, a privy bag was, you took it to the privy with you and would put scraps of paper and stuff in it to use as toilet paper until we had toilet paper. Since then, I had bought kind of the book about privy bags, which I don't have here right now. I just haven't gone through and read a lot about it. I think I feel like I found like a little YouTube thing about them. It might have been like a little presentation that was recorded and then put on YouTube that like one of the like institutions did or something like that. That I found pretty interesting, especially for a great use for like orphan blocks or stuff like that. I'm trying to think where it had been. If I find it, I can always put it in the description when this uploads for later. But that concludes current unboxing things. There is more unboxing stuff. It's just in bigger boxes downstairs that running at the last minute I didn't have time to bring up here. We're gonna have to send that one for another time. There's at least 2 more boxes, and then the stuff that I had won in the Dana auction last weekend has come as well. This has been fun, Robin. I like it, like getting together at the last minute. When plans don't necessarily go super well. Oh, and Steph sent me a text that she's watching. So everybody, like, say hi to Steph and that you love her and that we hope she gets better soon. I haven't even opened the box, Robin. So I also can't wait to see my winnings. Marodim, I'm glad it's like shopping vicariously. It's almost like shopping twice because I forget. See, Steph, everybody's all feel better and stuff. I mean, we could certainly look at other things in here if people don't want to run off. It's not like there aren't 700 other quilts just chilling. That have none of those are listed on my site, so it's not quilts that you've seen before. Oh, Robin, you're talking about the quilts in the auction. It was that auction was like 6 hours long. It was really like a whole day event. Everybody's wishing you all the best health, Stephanie. It was 9 hours, Robin. Oh my god. I dipped out for a while because it was a lot. Has anyone ever done like a Pook and Pook auction? Those auctions don't have the live function like Dana was like live on the screen. Those auctions, the lots happen so fast. And it's still live. Like you can still sit there and like press a bid button, but like literally like each one is probably maybe a minute or two. And before it times out, there's a winner and they move on. Oh my god, Robin, I couldn't sit for the whole thing. Those the poor crew must have just been toast when they were done. Dana probably, I wonder if she had a voice the next day, even though she was switching off with that other woman. But that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. So should we pull out a couple of things? Are you guys quilted out? Does anybody want to see anything else? We can look at other things. It doesn't just have to be. Sure, why not? See, Robin's always ready to party. Sure, why not? Let's see. What would be interesting? For the people that love red and white. Ooh. This room is way too small to like have trash everywhere from an unboxing. Oh god, I just love the simplicity of two color quilts. They make me so happy. And this one is really nice and thin. It's covered. It doesn't have any batting in it. But it's just so clean and crisp and just lovely. And I believe, oh no, this one didn't come in a set. I'm thinking of something else. I'm going to make so much work folding for myself when I'm done. You guys are worth it though. And then I've got this one. Again, gotta love the two color. Oh, looks really great on camera too, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. It's just like snowflakes. Mm-mm-mm. Just trying to think if there's anything. This one's got pretty simple quilting on it. This applique around the corner though, this like streak of lightning is very interesting. I really, really like that. Janet, the great thing is you can like them all. You don't have to limit yourself. But yeah, isn't that just great? Ugh. So this is exciting too because I don't get to see them all when they're all folded up all the time. And you forget what's here and there and everywhere. So I'm getting to relook along with you. Okay, let me see. What else is like really interesting in the moment here? I'm gonna, oh, maybe I'm not gonna step off camera. Okay. Just move something here. Oh, here we go. This is one of the more expensive quilts in my inventory. This is an English medallion quilt that, if I remember correctly, I feel is like 1840s. Don't quote me because I don't have paperwork in front of me. It's a big one too. Hold on, I will open up more. Oh, I keep forgetting that I'm backwards. Okay. This has so much variety in prints. Like I said, this one's also like very big. But look at these fabrics. Look at those. Aren't these gorgeous? And then we get into some really dark blues. That's not, I know that's kind of looking black. It's not black. It's just, it's a very deep, deep blue with a lighter blue on it. Yeah, Robin, this one's really pretty. I mean, showing it like this is not doing it justice. You really need like a full picture. But yeah, like, isn't that just stunning? The fabrics are just to die for. I might have a picture of this one hanging on my computer. And there's this other like really nice blue. It's also like good large pieces of fabric so that you really do get a sense of what the print looked like. But yeah, there's a lot of layers to this bad boy. A lot of layers. But yeah, another one that's really like best candidate for pictures and investigation. So don't worry, we will do that. Just not tonight. Okay. We've looked at that one before. Oh. This is an interesting one I picked up not too long ago. I don't know what this is. Like, what is that pattern? It's some kind of very interesting applique. This kind of tan, it has a lot of hue of purple to it, so it looks like it's a purple, like a faded purple. So cactus was my first thought too, but I don't know. Half of me wonders was there another plan? I'm guessing, like other people I've showed it to are like, wow, I've really never seen an applique like that. And it's just a whole sea of them. All very, interesting pinks. And then this really nice red binding. Very simple quilting. It's no batting in it. Nice and thin, nice and soft. So it's loved. Sad butcher gingerbread man. People plants. Well, you guys have given me like interesting thoughts for like how to name it when when it goes up for sale. The people plants quilt. And even like the half, they do like, the half blocks. It's like, well, never mind that plant. We're just going to have the vase. The people plants. Now I kind of want to like, I should totally take a picture of this and like put like googly eyes on it, you know, like it's kind of like Gumby shaped, you know, and yeah, put googly eyes and like a smile on it and hair, and we can call it the people plant. Should that be like another mascot, like Sunbonnet Sue and her people plant? All right, what do you guys say? One more, because now I have this like massive avalanche of quilts here to fold. Let's see, what else is really interesting? Don't mind me while I talk to myself. Well, Robin, you've seen this one before, but others may not have. So this, it looks like a whole cloth chintz. It's not. It's paneled. It still has its glaze on it. Sorry, I'm just trying to open it up gently. So the chintz is still very shiny, glazy. It's got really pretty but very simple quilting on it. A lot of like leaf motif and stuff like that. The whole quilt looks like this. There's no major piecing to see. But what's really exciting about this quilt, I'm gonna have to get close for you, is that it has not one, but two sets of initials on it, inked on the back. Here's the first set. Ooh, backwards. Here's the first set. And I don't see, can you see that, like, yeah, some quilting in there. Very simple. There's a flower. Oh, the other side. There's a flower. And then let me find the other set of initials. Ooh. I know I'm close. There we are. And what's exciting about this set of initials is that it has a date. And it's 1840. And yes, the initials are EAT. So even though the quilt on the front, I mean, it is nice to still have the glaze, but it's not one of those chintz patterns that's like really amazingly and sought after and things like that. But it has a hand inked date and two sets of initials. Other than that, I haven't done. I don't know. I don't have any provenance on where it came from, which is a stinker. Whew. But that is one of my favorites in my inventory, purely because of the initials and dating. Yeah, Robin, it's really one of the highlights. I have to say, quite a few of the quilts I had shown in that live that you were at, I think I've sold quite a few of them since then. Yeah, it's a simple quilt. Really, there's like no damage to it. It's in like really phenomenal condition, especially with that glazing. And it's funny, I remember when I was looking at it, I'm just kind of be like, oh, this is nice, you know. And then flipping it over to check the back for issues, and then finding the initials on it and stuff. And it's funny, the girl that was selling it hadn't priced it yet, and she was just like, hey, do you want to look at these? And I'm just looking around, and she's like, yeah, I mean, this one's just okay, just whatever. And I saw the initials, and I was just like, oh my god. And I'm like, what do you want for this call? And she said a really ridiculously low price. And I was like, yep, mine. And I had already had a pile of quilts. And I felt like, do you remember that IKEA, I think it's IKEA commercial, where the woman's there and she's shopping with her husband, and she's like talking about like all the deals she got. And when she comes out, she's running in the parking lot with her big bag and she's like, start the car, because she feels like she robbed the place. Like, that's how I felt when I left. I was very overly excited. And only you guys would really understand what that excitement feels like. That's my little story. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah. I feel like sometimes I probably feel like that more often than I ever thought that I would. Because you go into, antique stores, or I make house calls. I've actually had a couple recently. And I often am looking at things and I feel like, wow, do these people know what they have, or do they just not care what they have? Both are equally plausible. And even if they don't care what they have, I mean, that's their prerogative. That, it's not for me to tell them they need to care about it. But it's interesting when you consider everyone's differing opinion on things that they value, material things that they value and things that they don't. And I mean, I guess that's kind of the argument with antiques, right? Like, they're only valuable if anyone wants them and finds value in them. So luckily, there are still a lot of people that find value in quilts for all the majority of reasons. Singer featherweights. Yeah. Janet, I have like 7. And not on purpose. I don't know. Robin, have I ever told the Singer featherweight story? I don't know that I have. I might have. I mean, it's not only 5, Janet. Like, you've got 5. So Singer featherweight. I'll tell the Singer featherweight story. So I started quilting when my mom passed suddenly, and I inherited her 30-year stash of stuff, and she had a really big stash. Like, she didn't need one of something, she needed 12. She was also a voluminous yardage buyer. So if she didn't know what she was going to use yardage for, she bought at least 3 yards. I'm not a yardage buyer. I'm a fat quarter girl. So I was like, I should probably maybe try this out before I try liquidating it. So it's a lot of stuff. And I did even still like pare it down by quite a bit. But my mom never bought like the really, really fancy machines. Like, I guess like today, what would be the, $6,000 Berninas or anything like that. But she had what was kind of considered one of the state-of-the-art Berninas for like the mid 90s. And that was her newest machine. I still sew on that machine, and that is currently still my newest machine. And then when I started sewing with a group of gals, one of the girls had this featherweight. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And I like antique and vintage things. I have even before the quilts. And I'm like, where do you get that? And what is it? And all this stuff. And she's telling me about it. And I, not long after that, happened to be in an antique store and saw one. And it was refurbished, like, had been cleaned and maintained and all that stuff. So, and the girls kind of told me like what a good price was. And I think the one that I saw in the antique store all ready to go was $350 at the time. And I think they sold it to me for $320. And I was excited. I thought that was fair. And, ran home and I'm like all excited. And I'm playing with it. And then the thing about featherweights is once you recognize a featherweight box, the case, you never forget what that looks like. And my mother's sewing room was in the basement of our house, finished. And I was down there, and then on the other side of that room is not finished. And she had some stuff that had kind of spilled out of the room onto, shelving units outside of the room. And I'm just looking for something else. I don't even know what I was looking for. And out of the corner of my eye, on the bottom of one of those shelving units, I recognized two familiar black cases. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I pulled them out, annoyed, and brought them into the other room to open them up. And my mom never collected antique machines. She has an antique treadle just for show. And she had a couple of antique like machine heads that I had just bought her at like a yard sale, like just for decoration. Like they don't work, like nothing. The decals were pretty, and that's as far as that went. She didn't sew any antique machines. So somehow at some point she got into featherweights. And she had not only a 221, but a 222, the free arm machine. So I called up a girlfriend and I was like, I just went out and bought a featherweight. And by the time it took me to get it home, they mated and made two more. And now I have three featherweights. And she thought it was hysterical. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm annoyed. Because I just went and spent $320 on a brand new, working machine. And then after that, someone turned me on to the featherweight card tables. And I decided I wanted to get one of those. And I found one online, and a woman had a machine in it. And she was like, I just want to sell this for like $150. Take the machine because I need to get rid of it. And I was like, okay. I mean, $150, the table was worth more than that anyways. So, and then another woman was selling one on Facebook Marketplace for like next to nothing. And kind of the rule is, if you find a cheap featherweight, you buy a cheap featherweight because you always know someone that wants a featherweight. So, I had given one to a friend that was looking for one. It needed a little bit of work, but not near as much work that would not matter. It just needed a good cleaning and servicing, like a new belt, like nothing expensive. So Jan, it's funny. I have two tables as well, and one's kind of junky, but I figured for the friend that is like, I really want a table and wants to put the work into it. One of those things it's funny. I was at an estate sale, I don't know, a couple of years ago, where it was a crafter woman. She had a lot of stuff. She had a lot of cross stitch. Oh my God, Robin, I should show you. She had tons of those little cross stitch kits you bought in like the 80s and 90s. I bought a whole massive box of them. And then as we're in the basement, and I'm like just looking around, and I say to my partner, I'm like, this table looks like a featherweight table. And he like gets down and looks under. He's like, yep, it is. And I'm like, oh my God, take everything off the table. Let's get out of here. And we're just like quietly just taking things off the table to take the table. Because it was in a basement. It was a free for all. And I got a featherweight table there for like $10. Not to mention all kinds of other stuff. And I think so. Oh, and I also found a white one online for like a super deal. And it was this guy that was selling it. And I was like, oh my God, I can come right now. Can I come right now? Oh my God, I'm going to come right now. And I have cash. And I'm the real deal. And that's how that happened. Oh yeah, Robin, we could have like a whole Zoom day of looking at these little cross stitch kits. I think I walked away with like 50 of them. It was bananas. Yeah, Martin, I feel like I've been extra lucky on the featherweight finds. I don't know why. I don't even look anymore. Like I do not actively look, because I'm not trying to hoard all the featherweights. If one fell in my lap, that would be different. And I have one that's like marked to go to a friend that really wants one. I don't know if any of the ones I got were the Creative Circle. Maybe. Hold on, let me look at it real quick. I feel like one of the brands begins with a B. But I don't know those. I don't know the 90s brands well enough to remember. Wow, your mom sold Creative Circle in the 80s? Hold on, let me look up a picture real quick. Creative Circle. Needlework kits. Yeah, they're definitely not these ones. Those are cute though, but definitely not the ones that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones where the package was not huge and it had maybe like a little like frame of some type. It might be like a twig looking frame, or it could be like a heart or something, and you had a little thing inside, and it might have like kind of like a lace accent you put on the outside of it. I remember them being pretty big when I was a kid. I was born in 86. So my mom used to, even though my mom really didn't do any cross stitch, she used to buy them sometimes. Yes, Busilla was one. But there was another brand. I'm just gonna have to go take pictures. It's as simple as that. Because they're all downstairs. But yeah, I had gotten those, and my goal at some point would be to list them on my site, but yeah, those are stories over here. But I think it's about time that we call it a night. Viewership has dwindled a bit. People are doing their thing, and man, I need some dinner. I have been stuck in meetings since like 3 o'clock, and then I was like, Robin, I'm so sorry that I like wasn't answering you. Let's do this right now. And we did a quick test. Can always count on Robin for the tests. Big shout out to Robin. She's the real deal. And then here we are. So, depending on what happens with Steph with her plague, maybe we do another pop-up if she ends up needing more time to recover before. But if everyone here watching doesn't tune into the Book Talk Tuesdays here on the YouTubes, you should. It's a good time. We discuss a book we're reading and other shenanigans going on in the quilt world. Robin, I'm glad I decided to do it too. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous about going on by myself because, like, let's be honest, Steph and I have really good banter. And I was also nervous about, looking like an unshowered wet dog. But I just figured that, you love me and you'll take me as I am because you're gonna look at quilts. Seemed like a fair trade-off. Don't you agree? So yeah. Thank you so much for having your notifications turned on. And like tell your friends to follow because, we do fun stuff here. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I hope you had a good time. Mwah. Bye.